I'm Jean Comet Pouget. They like me. I'm honoring someone tonight I'll be telling you about here. I wanted you to see that. I'm going to make the adjustment back here. Welcome to the Michael ALPOUGH Show, Life, Love, and Laughter. I'm here. You're here. You may not be here right now. You may be here tonight, tomorrow, years from now, days from now. But I'm only a moment away. I'm in a really good mood. I just saw an excellent show who I'm going to be talking about here later. And it's really fun just to see the DJs coming back. And certainly there's so many talented ones out there. And I'm having fun with it. I'll tell you more about that later. Today, we talked about how the mind is, what our boundaries are, why are they important, face it head on, you can control the outcome of your boundaries. You have to make boundaries in order to understand yourself. So as the day goes on, I always go back to what it is I was talking about. And then it's more about, do I continue on or do I change a completely different subject because there's so much that I want to share with you. But I really wanted to go more into, as I say, add to your thinking. And it came to me about one of the hardest things doing is to resolve conflicts. Resolving conflicts. And if there's anything that's going on with all of us is conflicts. What do the red pillars tell us? What is the blue pillars telling us? It's a neighbor, the boss, your best friend, your church member, person you're at the job with, your mom, your dad, your kids, the neighbor, your wife, your cousin. It just goes on and on. Are you going to take it or you're not? Are you going to be a red pillar or a blue? Do you want another party to go to? Well, I'm always up to another party. I'm a burner. We parties. Where's my? Got it in here somewhere. Well, I don't have it. It's not available. I'm in uniform. So what I really wanted to talk about was resolving conflicts. Now, I'm always going to be talking in the perspective that we're complex, that you're very extremely complex. I know I am, and I know you are. So we have to take the situation that we're in and to absolve the fact that we're complex. And each one of us is complex. Nobody is the same. And so now this is mixing us up even more on how to even understand that conflict is now amongst us, live and well. And what's the number one thing? Divide and conquer. Let's get them fighting amongst themselves. That'll be half the battle. Always worked in the past. Nothing's changed. So, with that said, conflict. Let's go into the definition. Conflict. a serious disagreement or argument, typically a protracted one. So then I'm like, okay, what's protracted? Protracted, lasting for a long time or longer than expected or usual. Have you had any of those before? I have. They always come up sooner or later. If you're going to be close to someone, sooner or later, you're going to have to understand that resolving conflicts is going to be part of spending a lot of time with someone until you get to know each other better and understand each other better. And so, to add to your thinking, okay, to add to your thinking, know that I cannot change you, only you. Only you can be the one to understand you. And if you want me to understand you or your mate, you have to explain who you are. That way they know who you are and you work within those parameters or boundaries. And why are they important? Because it helps you both control the outcome so that these things don't happen in the future. One of my expressions is never to critique someone. But what we do is we review. Critique always, nobody wants to get critiqued. It's hard to be critiqued. But again, being critiqued is a good thing. But I like to change words to make things more softer, but still very relevant. So review is one of the things that I always say. Let's review on what the actual conflict was. I'm not going to be critiquing about it because critique, listen to that word, critique, review sounds like two people that took a test and they're reviewing their answers. So conflict, we already got through the definition. Now, what does that kind of mean? Does someone rub you the wrong way or do they wrong your rub? Did they rub you the wrong way or did they wrong your rub? You see, we all have those snappers that you're sensitive about, that you haven't resolved being complex, being CPTSD, which is where they have us all in complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's creating a full environment of this. So now you figure out what your boundaries are. Now, I know I'm going to I just, as best I can to say it like I can. And, it's not that I'm here to offend anybody, but I'm also not, it doesn't bother me to talk about the touchy subjects. Boundaries are important. I know I have certain boundaries. I mean, I'll just say if you are a pedophile or you're a demon worshiper, I probably won't anytime be having a drink with you. Okay. Now, if you're a transgender, I'll have a drink with you. Okay. Now, listen, guys, you think transgender is new. Okay. Transgender is not new. I worked at one of the best hospitals in the world in Los Angeles in 1977 to 1983. Okay. And we had transgenders that came in there. I'll give you one example of a guy. He was 53 years old. He was married, had 3 kids, and he was halfway through his surgery. And he comes in and he is suicidal. And I mean, he looked like a man with a dress on. So it could have been me. You see, I mean, this is how, unordinary it looked. But again, it's just the way it is. He's not the only one. And so he came in the middle of his surgery. And this is the part of the issue that happens when people change their sex. And he's 53 years old. So this was a serious decision for him to make. And he was past the point of no return. So he had decided, he said, like, I don't really want to do it. And now that he's stuck, he had no choice but to go through it. Okay. So, now I'm not someone who thinks that a transgender male should be playing sports of women, high school especially. That I'm not. But, one of my heroes was Bruce Jenner, man. I grew up on Bruce Jenner, 1976. So, it's so weird because everybody wanted Bruce Jenner's legs. And like now it's like, oh, okay. No, I don't want a woman's legs. But see, Caitlyn Jenner, who actually is a Republican, he's running on Republican on the governor. Okay. And, I mean, again, I don't know why, but people do. And, if you're over 21 or if you're over 18, then, hey, you can make your own decision. Because I sure did. I made my decisions on what I wanted to do after I was 18. So, all right. So conflict. All right. Where we really want to get is, what is the conflict within? What is our conflict within? When you understand what conflicts with you, then you'll know what to look for. You'll know what buttons that you've already worked on so that conflict doesn't mess with you. Okay? It's like buddy of yours is still skinny, tells you, hey, you gained some weight there, buddy. It could just roll over you, as opposed to bugging the living crap out of you and not enjoying your evening. So resolve the conflict within. And if you don't, then you'll get more conflict from out. That's how it works. Resolve the conflict within, and then you will not have the conflict without. If you do not resolve the things that are conflicting within you, then you'll continue to attract those things that touch your buttons. All I'm here to do is free your mind, Neo. You see, what it's about is the conflict within, and what we are attracting from outside of source, which is who? You, your mind. And your mind is a terrible thing to waste, especially for yourself. It's easy to look and go, hey, person's smart, and they got 18 degrees. I got 5 PhDs in life. You make a few more dollars. You are the ones going to decide which path that you're going to face. Because no two people are alike. And the more experience you have, the more wisdom you create. I go back yesterday. This is my 49th show. Wow, it's my 49th. We doing number 50 tomorrow, man. Experience creates wisdom, and wisdom is everlasting. When you resolve conflict within yourself and with others, when you're strong enough to know that you can resolve something with somebody and you can go on, you can choose to disagree. Now, again, when you have your boundaries, you have your boundaries. If someone can fit within those boundaries and you can fit within there so you can move on, then you find those things that work for you. But if you don't, then, hey, sometimes it is time to separate. And when it's time to separate, you resolve it correctly. Because if you don't finish it correctly, what your decision is, so that it doesn't recycle back, you finalize it. You know, instead of recirculating back to relationships that don't work for you, not resolving it will bring another one, if not the same one, back into your space. So, conflict. This is the beginning of your research. Don't believe me. Go find it yourself. It is true. Test it yourself. You're the test of time. Anyone can make a statement, but you know at the end of the day, it's only the test of time that solidifies and brings back the respect that was earned and lost. And having the ability for both parties with maturity to be able to let go, move on, and become even greater than you ever were. Because if you can resolve the conflict from the people that you love, it's forever, guys. It's forever. So I just want you to know, I want to introduce what I'm doing here is, I love music. I love all kinds of music. And I've met so many incredible entertainers, and I do call them now entertainers. And so I'm involved with a show that I've had fun with in my past, and I'm coming back to it. I really wanted to. This is why I'm wearing my star fake Jean Comet ALPOUGH, whatever. You see me as a Morpheus. And it was inspired by someone very special. And I want you to know she had one incredible show tonight, and I just literally was bombarded by her energy tonight. And if you haven't heard of her, name is Amanda Darling. That is her real name, Amanda Darling. Amanda Darling. And I actually do the intro to her show. Now, I've been involved with Amanda. We've done, I helped manage her at one time. We've done some really great things together. Here's her at Avalon. Avalon is the top nightclub in Los Angeles. It's on Hollywood and Vine. And when she goes there, she packs the house. As you can see, everybody's just going nuts. Well, one of the things she brought into her show tonight was she plays the guitar. She's not only a DJ, but she's also a songwriter. She's also a producer. She has gone #1 on Beatport. And so tonight she did a really incredible show. This is her again at Avalon. This is me backstage taking pictures. It was one of the funnest things for me to do. And so her show is based on being the time traveling DJ. And she goes back and forth from the future to the past. And basically, kind of what's cool about it is that she gives you a history course as she goes in reverse. So if you don't know, and the music is really great. And her show is on Twitch under Amanda Darling. On Twitch, she's on every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Pacific time, from 4 to 7. And I'm looking forward to having her on the show. But I really wanted to give her a great shout out. It was a great show, Amanda. She can sing. Okay, see, not only she produces her own stuff. She also is a magnificent singer. She sings opera. I mean, and she also sings her songs that she wrote and right in the show. And this is very unique. Most DJs play the music and straight up, but she's a great dancer. I think she can dunk a basketball. She's 5'3". She jumps so high. Okay, when she's dancing. So listen, I really want to check her out on Twitch. She's on Facebook and she's on YouTube, but Twitch is really the main spot. And sooner or later, I'm going to get her on. I'm going to get on some other DJs. I really, my whole thing is to promote women and to let everybody know, not just women, but I'm about the men too. But again, I really want to promote the women, and they need to be promoted more because it's a hard world to break into. But as she's going up the chart, she's got 2 or 3 more songs getting ready to come out. One of her top songs is Daydreaming at Night, which is one of my favorites, Daydreaming at Night. Check her out on YouTube, and she's a fantastic person also. And I'm looking forward to having her on the show. I actually I followed up on her show. Her show ended at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And so I followed up on her show too. But she had a lot of people wanting her time and booking her. She has gone all around the world also, by the way. So more than me, I'm a homeboy. Speaking of, I'll be home tomorrow, getting ready for the next show. Number 50. That's what you're going to see from Mike Key. And now that I've taught you 49 lessons, now I'm getting ready to go to 50. So until that, I'll be opening the door. And now I'm getting ready to go and have me some water. When your mind is troubled, fill it with love. Fill it with love. Fill it with love. 50 tomorrow. Peace out.